begin. So good afternoon and welcome to the Michigan City Police Department, and we are here today to announce the federal funding that will be awarded to the Michigan City Police Department. First, I would like to recognize our elected officials and those that are present today to support the Michigan City Police Department. To my left, you have Mayor Angie Nelson Deitch, Congressman Frank Mrvan, City Council members Tim Beatrice, Greg Coulter, and former Chief of Police and City Councilman Gene Simmons. From the other elected officials, Chief of Police Mark Swistek from Long Beach Police Department, also Marshal Jeff Piotrowski from Kingsford Heights Police Department, Lieutenant Terrence Weems from the Indiana State Police, and Captain Andy Heineck from the LaPorte County Sheriff's Department. Also, we'd like to thank the media for being here. Great News Life, ALCO, WIMS, and WeFM. Appreciate everybody's support today. Oh, and the Herald Dispatch. I'm sorry, Donovan, I missed you. You snuck in on me. The community funding project awarded to the Michigan City Police Department will allow the department to upgrade and expand our use of technology to better respond, investigate, and prosecute those that are committing crimes in this community. This funding opportunity will provide the Michigan City Police Department with the ability to upgrade and purchase additional automated license plate readers as a force multiplier for our crime fighting efforts. The Michigan City Police Department has been using ALPRs from Flock Safety that have allowed men and women to this department to better protect and serve the citizens of Michigan City. The technology will also allow MCPD to better work with other law enforcement agencies throughout LaPorte County, Northwest, and the Northeast region of Indiana, the state of Indiana, and the United States of America by sharing the data that's collected by the present platform used. I would also like to thank Andrew Blanchett and Kevin Kane from Flock Safety for being here today to support us. The ALPR technology of Flock Safety that the Michigan City Police Department will use provides not only a photograph of the license plate, but vehicle fingerprint technology to identify and take a snapshot of the critical details of a vehicle that passes by it. The ALPR technology is connected to the cloud through LTE like a mobile phone and performs 24/7 in any weather. The ALPRs leverage the FBI's National Crime Information Center federal and state hot lists, which are updated at least every 24 hours, and integrate with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's Amber Alert database to help locate missing individuals, and can be used in the event of a silver alert. I would like to thank Congressman Mrvan for his support of our efforts to provide the best technology as a resource for the men and women of the Michigan City Police Department as we serve and protect our community. I would also like to thank Chief of Operations Steve Forker, who has been there from day one with us with this technology in this department. Also, Captain Kevin Urbancic, Captain Greg Jesse, and Lieutenant Mike King from the Michigan City Police Department. So at this time, I'd like to call up Mayor Angie Nelson Deitch for some comments.
Well, welcome again. Thank you for being here. This is always a pleasure to accept money. Anytime money can come our way, I'm smiling and satisfied by that. But again, I would like to thank everybody who's here, but also our police officers who protect Michigan City. If you could give them a round of applause, because it's very important. Also, I would like to acknowledge our representative, Pat Boyd, who has come in as well, but also the city council members, because we've been through this journey for a few years now in increasing technology in Michigan City, and the council put forth some money up front, and we were able to start this process. And now with the money from Congress, with the support of Congressman Frank Mrvan, we're able to increase it and enhance it. So that is the beauty of these collaborations. It doesn't just take the mayor's office, the administration, it takes the city council, it takes our congressmen, it takes federal funding, it takes state funding for us to protect our communities. So thank you again for being here. But what I would like to do is introduce our congressman. So Congressman Frank Mrvan, we've had this relationship where I've been begging for money for several years now. And the first day he was like, oh my goodness. And I was like, yeah, I'm asking for some money. I just want you to know, where's our money at? And he's like, don't worry about it. Michigan City's covered. We're going to do whatever we can to support Michigan City in the efforts that we are putting forward. Not just for our police department and protecting our community, but also for some of our local organizations that support our families. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my friend, the Congressman Frank Mrvan.
I want to thank everyone. Mayor Angie, it's the interpretation of begging. I remember it as a headlock. She remembers it as a conversation. But that's all open to interpretation. And that was on day one. And the residents of Michigan City need to understand that they have a fierce warrior in someone who wants to make sure she brings back federal and state resources for public safety, economic development, and to continue that Michigan City continues to thrive. So I thank you very much for all that you do and being a partner. I want to thank Chief Corley for your vision of safety, all the officers who are behind me. Today I'm honored to be here to be able to recognize the dedication to public safety that these individuals have, the support staff, the law enforcement, the collaborative effort of other chiefs who are here today. What I want the Michigan City residents to know is you have been heard. You want to live in a safe, thriving community. And so as we go forward, we will make sure as a member of Congress that we deliver resources. The chief used the term force multiplier. Let's just go one more step what that means. That means where police, men and women cannot be physically, technology will be there to protect our neighborhoods so that the residents can walk on the streets and be able to walk to downtown and walk to the lakeshore, so that people will want to open up businesses knowing that their property is safe and that kids can go to school and feel safe. So those are the priorities that we have in Michigan City to make sure that we're investing in it. And I think it's vitally important to talk about the economic development that's going on, because public safety goes with economic development. You're not going to have investors unless you have public safety and a good workforce and a good quality of life. And Michigan City is thriving. According to Crain's magazine, it's one of the hottest real estate markets in the Midwest. That goes hand in hand with public safety. So as we thrive, we have to continue to invest in our infrastructure, such as the double tracking, such as new visions for social and economic visions, such as the hub and the center of economic development and workforce. And I, as a member of Congress, will continue to be on the front lines to be able to deliver those resources for the residents of Michigan City and the First District. So I thank you very much for this day, and let us go forward with the mission, making sure that we understand that collaborative effort, working locally, state, and federally for the betterment of Michigan City is the path forward to success. I again want to thank all the officials from law enforcement that are here today, and let us also let the Michigan City residents know that they are a priority and they have been heard. I thank you all very much. Thank you for your hard work.
So at this time, we have questions in the Q&A session if you had any questions. Before we go forward though with that, I would like to also recognize some more partners. Like the Congressman was saying, economic development is a key component to law enforcement also. So I'd like to recognize Caroline Edwards from Economic Development Corporation here in Michigan City, and Caitlin Swistek from the Michigan City Chamber of Commerce. And also some of our more support people here at the Michigan City Police Department, our social worker, Jocelyn Coburn, our intern, Crystal Sobis, and then the real boss of this department, Connie Ringa, our administrative assistant at the chief's office. So again, thank you all for being here, but if there's any questions, we're free to answer one. Mr. Miller.
Approximately how many locations do you have right now, and how many will this allow you to add?
So we have approximately 30 now, and this will add for at least additional 30 that we will map out according to our data that we have from these 30 to best see how they can supplement what we're getting now and how we're, protecting our community now with what we have.
I know that there's some of them that have been identified locally, resulted in arrests in Lafayette and Indianapolis and other areas long separated from Michigan City, so they certainly have proven effective.
Yes, and also not only are we able to help other agencies outside of our also their information that they have with stuff. Recently, one of our successes was we had a fraud ring that was stopped due to flock that was identified. Here just last night, we had a stolen vehicle that was identified, and we were able to get in custody. We just recently had a double homicide that our flock was very vital in us getting evidence to make sure that the suspect is prosecuted properly. So we've used it in several different instances, and it's come out great. Our community, it's a great help to us. Again, when you talk about the force multiplier not being there at times, but having that data available to us so that we can get the proper evidence and make the proper arrest. So yes. Any other questions? You guys are taking the light on. Go ahead.
We hear a lot about the license plate readers. We haven't heard quite so much about the sound detectors, and I'm wondering, are they effective? Or is that one of those situations where that you're using them, but we don't hear as much about them? Or give us an update on that.
A lot of times when you hear about some of the successes of the Falcon, what we call your license plate readers, also Raven works together. So sometimes we might highlight the Falcon more than we do the Raven, but the Raven has been successful. As you know, our shots fired calls are down 33% ever since we've enacted Raven and been able to use it. So we haven't really, I guess, put that out there as good as we possibly could, but we will do a better job and continue to get the community those statistics.
I know a couple of cases that they work together, and is that common? Does that just happen from time to time, or is that more common that both of the systems work together to help you identify people involved?
They work together every day. So if there is sounds of gunshots, then your Falcons are triggered in that area to start collaborating with the detection and then giving us that data that we use or that we need.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir, Donovan.
How's that able to, or is it at all able to figure out the difference between a gunshot and maybe a car backfire?
So so the AI technology in the Raven allows it to learn the sounds on an everyday basis, and so it's able to detect those sounds. Actually, when you in our platform, we're able to. Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say one particular incident, and that is at the South Shore train, right? We heard a lot of those trains colliding. Initially, we started getting Raven alerts on those through, again, AI and working with our partners with Flock. Those devices learned, and we've really minimalized those alerts now regarding, again, the train cars connecting to, again, initially it was a single gunshot that would go off, and then we're like, yeah, it's just a train. But again, the technology is always learning from itself. So again, it's always advancing. I don't want to say it, but the more that it hears, the more it learns and gives us better results. One thing to add, I think, to the Raven is just the response times, right? So a lot of times that, traditionally, right, we're waiting for those phone calls to come in, right, 911 or through non-emergency line numbers, then given a location, a possible description and whatnot. And now we're allowed to get those alerts on our phones, on our computers, on our desktops, so we can initially start responding to those areas, which has probably reduced our response times probably 2 to 3 minutes at least. Again, we'll be working on statistics as we go throughout the year here. But again, like Chief alluded to, we're already down 33% through the first half of the year on just shots fired alone. So again, it's effective. Again, we probably don't release a lot of that information, like we should, but it is effective. And, again, when we start putting together statistics for our review next year, we'll, that'll be a focal point because we've had a great year. And I think the technology, again, is helping us and will continue to help us with the efforts here.
No, thank you. That's why it's the chief's office. So you guys thought y'all were gonna be able to answer questions. We got it now. Any other questions? Any other comments from Mayor or Congressman? So that'll conclude our press conference today. But again, thank you all for coming out to support these efforts that we will continue to move forward and partner with our federal, state, and local officials. Appreciate the support from our local law enforcement agencies that we work with on a daily basis, and then all those in the community. So again, thank you all for coming out, and see you all soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.